inside the Niger Delta.
And now away from Bielsa politics to other issues in the Niger Delta. The South-South People's Assembly, SSPA, a socio-political group championing the cause of Nigeria's South-South geopolitical zone, recently alleged that the Presidential Amnesty Programme on Niger Delta has derailed under the leadership of Professor Charles Dokubo. The group had specifically accused Professor Dokubo of refusing to pay contractors an age-long practice of 15% mobilization fees, as well as colluding with saboteurs to loot the Presidential Amnesty Vocational Training Center in Kayama. In its reaction, however, the Amnesty Office described the allegations as untrue and politically motivated. Correspondent Lovely Ofigo has details.
The SSPA, at a recent press briefing in Ughelli Delta State, maintained that it was spearheading the campaign against the reappointment of Professor Charles Dokubo on account of his administrative incompetence. The group frowned at the non-payment of the 15% mobilization fees to vendors and contractors of the Amnesty Programme since 2018, expressing fears that the leadership style of the Amnesty Programme's coordinator was capable of derailing the peace process in the Niger Delta.
Our opinion is premised on the innumerable reports we have received on how most vendors and contractors who were awarded contracts since May 2018 have remained unpaid. After committing these vendors and contractors to supply insurance bonds at cost and later advance payment guarantees from banks even at higher costs, we have it on good authority that they are yet to be paid the statutory 15% mobilization fee. We are not sure if the present leadership appreciates the enormity of responsibility in pursuing and sustaining peace in the Niger Delta region.
National Secretary of the SSPA, Dr. Ayakeme Whiskey, who made the group's position known to journalists during the press briefing, also expressed misgivings about the response of the Amnesty Office to the looting in February this year of its vocational training center in Kayama.
Vandalization of the Amnesty Training Center at Kayama, where equipment worth billions of naira were carted away in daylight robbery. These are danger signals that could trigger uncontrollable volatile situations and jeopardize the gains of yesteryears.
In his response, spokesman of the Amnesty Office, Murphy Ganagana, admitted that the payment of 15% mobilization fees to contractors has been put on hold. He further explained that the decision was informed by the unbecoming attitude of contractors to service delivery.
I want to state that by the Public Procurement Act, the 15% is not mandatory. They were given it before to assist people to do their jobs. You understand? But we discovered when we came on board that even if it was given to them, it was given 15% to contractors when they came in initially. But we discovered that the process was being abused. You find a lot of contractors, they come, bring a company, and then when they bring a proposal and they are awarded contract, they collect the 15%, not for the people that are doing the job. But they go away with that money. When they squander it, they come back another day with another company. Some will come with as many as 4, 5, 10 companies just for the purpose of collecting 50% and then, wasting that money. So when we discovered that that was what they were doing, and they were seeing this place as a cash cow where they would just come and collect money and go away, the prof said, no, this cannot continue. This is public funds. The buck stops on his table, and whatever happens here, he will be held responsible. So we needed to address it, and management met and took a decision that 15% will have us not be paid.
On the alleged failure of the Amnesty Office to respond to the February looting of its vocational training center at Kayama, Mr. Ganagana dismissed it as false and misleading. He maintained that the Amnesty Office, upon receiving privileged information on the incident, had alerted security agencies to no avail. He advised detractors of Professor Dokubo to await the outcome of police investigations carried out on the incident.
Professor Charles Dokubo visited the scene and addressed the community. Thereafter, he instituted an administrative panel that is merely administrative. The job to investigate what happened rests with the security agencies. And I'm happy to tell you that the Nigeria police force which is saddled with the responsibility of investigating criminal cases of such nature. They investigated the matter and they have concluded their investigations.
Spokesman of the Amnesty Office, Murphy Ganagana, further observed that Professor Dokubo, a security expert with a doctorate degree in nuclear weapon proliferation and control, is fully alive to his responsibilities as coordinator of the Presidential Amnesty Programme and remains focused on his mandate to consolidate on the current peace process in the Niger Delta.
Inside the Niger Delta.